War at Sea Fleet Command video for Avalanche Press's Jutland 2nd Edition. We've made a bunch of changes in this module that's different than anything we've done before. One of the things we're working on is bringing the information off of the ship's data sheet right into the counter so that you can not have to fiddle around with stuff and have combat go quite a bit faster. So I'm going to show you how that works today. I'm going to show you how to do it with the menus, and I'm going to show you how to do it with the keyboards. So right here, I've picked a couple of pre-dreadnoughts just because pre-dreadnoughts tend to disintegrate a little bit faster, and we don't need to do a lot of damage today in this video. We just got to show you how to do a little bit, and then you can do your own damage. So I'm going to start off with Dominion. I'm going to select it. And I see Dominion has 3 primaries, 4 secondaries, and 1 tertiary. So I'm going to fire my 3 guns, and I'm going to fire. You see the other stuff in the log. I've just been working in this page for a while. So 1, 2, 3. So there have been 3 hits, 1, 1, and 2. None of them actually register as legitimate hits. Let's do the secondaries. I'm firing at Preußen. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's not going to do it. All right, the tertiary I'm not going to worry about because I don't think it's going to penetrate too much. And I'll take it on the first torpedo boat over here. So I'm going to fire the torpedo boat. 1, it misses. All right. Now, I'm going to fire the Preußen back. So the Preußen fires 1, 2. Now we're adjacent, so I hit on a 5 or 6. There's really nothing happening here. I'm going to fire the secondaries into Dominion. So 2, 2, 3. Okay, well, this is going to be a kind of a boring shooting match. So the next thing that would come up is torpedo combat, but I don't want to do that because if we do put the torpedoes in the water, Dominion's going to sink real quick. And I want to get some gunnery damage in to show you how all that works. So let's fire the guns again. Let's go to the next phase. So go back to gunnery combat. And we're going to fire Dominion first. So we're going to fire 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1 hit from Dominion on Preußen. And we'll fire at 6. And we'll check that on the damage table. And the damage table is right here. So that's a tertiary. So I'm going to right click on Preußen, choose damage, and I'm going to choose tertiary. And now you see it went down 1. So the damage is actually getting recorded right here off of the menu on the side. I'm going to fire the secondaries. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, 3 hits from the secondaries. Now this is where we actually need the old ship data sheet. I'm just going to check to see what the armor is on Preußen. And that's listed here. So the primary guns are heavy, and the secondaries are light, and the torpedoes, of course, are light. The hull is heavy. So the gunnery damage here from the secondaries is never going to affect the hull, but it will affect the secondary and the tertiary guns. So let's try that out. So we got 3 hits, and the first one is a 9, then a 6, and then a 4. So 4 is a hull, but it won't penetrate because remember, tertiary won't penetrate a heavy. And the next one was a 6, and that's a tertiary. That will hit. And a 9, which is a primary, and that will not penetrate because that's heavy armor. So we really lost just 1 tertiary here. So let's roll the tertiary. Roll it off, take it off. Now I'm going to fire the Preußen back. So the Preußen's firing 2 main guns, and we're going to get a 4 and a 5. So 1 hit on Dominion, and it's a 5, and a 5 is a secondary, and I'm sure the secondary is light armor, so we don't really have to worry about that. Can take a secondary hit off of that. All right. So I'm using the side menu, but you'll notice on the side menu we have numbers here. These are shift keys and then that number. So for primary, it's a shift 1. Secondary, it's a shift 2. Tertiary, it's a shift 3. For hull, it's a little different. It's a shift 8, and for speed, it's a shift 9. So I'm going to roll an imaginary 11 here. I'm just going to put that in so that we can see what happens. So I'm going to put a damage hit of 11. So Preußen has fired this turn at Dominion, and it's done in 11. And 11 is 2 hull and lose 1 speed. So instead of using the menus off the side here, I'm just going to hold my shift key down, and I'm going to put 1, 2, lose 2 hulls, and I'm going to do a shift 9, and I'm going to lose the speed. Now, if you make a mistake and you use the keyboard commands, you can always hit Control and then hit the same number and it comes back. So you can undo it if you did it wrong. But we're going to do shift 9 and off it goes. And so now Dominion still has guns. We're going to fire 3 at Bryson and see what we see. Again, no hits. This could go on for quite some time. But you can take damage right off the counters based on the hits that you're getting from your gunnery damage and from your torpedo damage. So for yucks, just because we have some torpedo boats here, I wanted to show you this, that you can select all of your torpedo boats and you can fire the torpedoes at one time. So you choose ship, torpedoes, fire, and they all disappear. That means that they're fish in the water. So you have 1 per ship, but there are 3 ships per counter. So this comes out as 3 times 1 times 4, which comes out to 12. So there's 12 torpedoes in the water for Dominion. So I'm going to check my dice here, and I'm going to roll multiple, and it's going to add up, and it's got a 6, a 5, and a 5. So these torpedoes are going to hit on a 5 or a 6. They hit, because it's a capital ship, I get a -1, and because they're deck-mounted torpedoes, they don't get any other modifiers, negative modifiers. So the 5s are going to hit. So I've got 3 hits here. I can roll damage, 6, 4, and 10. When you look at 4 is 1 hull, 1 tertiary. 6 is 2 hulls, 2 tertiaries. So you got 3 hulls and 3 tertiaries. And then 10 is 4 hulls and a torpedo mount. So I'm going to start with a torpedo mount, and I'm going to click here and choose torpedoes, destroy. And you can see the destroyed torpedo marker come up. And now I'm going to lose all of these factors here. It's already lost some of its hull, it's lost its speed. So we're just going to use the Shift 8 key. Down it goes to 0, and now she's sunk. But we're also going to get rid of that tertiary. So instead of it's a Shift 1, 2, 3, 3 for tertiary. Off it goes. So now I can just click on him and choose Mark Sunk, or I can press Shift G. And that's it. So the torpedo boats wiped out that battleship real quick. And that's it for how the dynamic counters work. If you've got any questions, please ask them in the comments down here, and I'll add more information. But that's how we use these counters. So again, you can use the damage and choose the different sorts of damage, or you can use the keyboard commands, and the keyboard commands allow you to go backwards. So if I take a Shift 8 for the hull, 8 for the hull, 9 for the speed, I can also do Control 8 for the hull, 8 for the hull, and 9 for the speed, and bring it right back. So if you make a mistake, you can bring it back. That's an honor system thing. But anyway, it should make things a lot of fun. The idea here was to make this really immediate, so you don't have to consult those property sheets other than for checking armor. So go out and play a game, and if you want to play me, please just give me a call and let me know. Happy to play you. I can't say anytime because things are busy, but we'll find a spot if you want to play. All right, it's been good talking to you, and thank you very much.